And I know you tuned in at 10 to see if there were any good deals on roto razors. And of course, you wanted to see if this guy accidentally cut his hands off. Spoiler alert if you TiVoed it. Because of the patented safety guard, he did not. But we appreciate you tuning in again. And we know there's a lot of competition on television, especially locally on Saturday nights. KDKA Plus, whatever that is, are talking about the state of local Pittsburgh sports. Big ratings, especially when discussing Sidney Crosby.
And Jason, we're going to get out to the phone lines really quick and try to squeeze one in here. We have Brad in Brookline. Brad, what's going on?
Yes, my question to you guys is at Sidney Crosby's stage of his career, is a gold medal or a Stanley Cup. I'm drunk.
Okay. Yeah, that guy Ben, man, he is a absolute treasure. And if we had a phone number into the set, we would take his call. The best part of that, of course, Cassidy Wood, the host, a true professional, listening to that and then saying, I think I know where he's going with that. Really, Cassidy? You know where he was going with that? If your guess was anything else other than going to get pizza and a DUI, you were wrong. Now, this is our third show. It's great to be here, but Saturday Night Live is back at 11:30 and probably going to kill us in the ratings, but it's okay. The Winter Olympics killed us in the ratings too. I mean, how do you compete with skiing, bobsledding, and drunk Australian reporters?
The price of coffee over here is actually fine. It's more the price of coffee in the US that we are going to have to get used to. I'm not sure about the iguanas. Where are we going with that one? But anyway.
Yes, Danica Mason doing Australia good. Australian news. Now, okay, she was a bit intoxicated, but can you blame her? And iguanas in Italy? Okay, channeling my inner Cassidy Wood here, I think I know where she's going with that. It was on her mind. How many times can Mike Tirico text you, iguana watch Netflix and chill, mate? Lose my number, Mike. You're a sicko.
Look, I totally misjudged a situation. I shouldn't have had a drink, and especially in these conditions, it's cold, we've got altitude, and not having had dinner probably didn't help as well.
Danica, all is forgiven. Yes, the altitude of Italy. No dinner. Now, unfortunately for Danica, all the lines were taken at the nightly sports call, but if she could get through, she would have gotten on the air and said, Sidney Crosby has an iguana, and Cassidy probably would have said, I know where you're going with that. Meanwhile, what a fantastic weekend with that nonsense, but here in Pittsburgh, we were hit with some somber, horrible news.
Former Pittsburgh Pirates great Bill Mazeroski passed away on Friday at the age of 89.
Yes, Pirate legend Bill Mazeroski, hero of the 1960 World Series, dies at the age of 89. Maz, 1960, Game 7, walk-off homer, the only in World Series history, has died. This is a loss for Pittsburgh and baseball. And of course, wall-to-wall tributes and remembrances at the Forbes Field Wall in Oakland.
Flowers and items are part of a growing memorial there, and here at the wall at Forbes Field there are more tributes, a sign reading all of Maz's accolades, and of course a 6-pack of beer.
Just for clarity, that's actually a 12-pack. But seriously, how long will a 12-pack of beer last sitting outside unattended on a college campus? Maz would want us to drink it for him with iguanas. And news of losing one Pirate legend is happening, and so is losing another legend. Andrew McCutchen, the Pirate MVP, is not in Bradenton. That's troubling. And while he posts on social media every day that he's ready, strong, and motivated, that call is not coming. Ben Charrington, the GM, whatever that is, the brain trust, whatever that is of the Pirates, please give us an update on the state of our beloved hero. Please tell us that Cutch is not being thrown over the proverbial hillside along with the proverbial bucko bricks.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew will always be a Pirate. I think most people feel that way. I certainly speak for the organization. And
Ben, except he isn't. Always will be a Pirate, but you're not bringing him back? That's corporate meaningless words. Always will be a Pirate. That's the same as kids. Yes, I'm going on a date tonight. The woman we buried yesterday will always be your mother. They clearly are ending the Pirates' career for McCutchen. And for this interview, how much gel is in Cherington's hair? Wow. When scientists look back on things that single-handedly killed the ozone layer, Rich Walsh is top of that list, but Cherington is a close second. Rich's concrete, windproof hair walked, so Ben's hurricane-proof hair could run. This thing just will not move. And so we ask, to Cutch or not to Cutch is the question. Half the city reacts like we're holding a family meeting in the kitchen. Should we take Dad's keys? That's the energy of some Pittsburghers. He's slower, he's older, he's spent. But let's also keep in mind that those same people are out of breath walking to the kitchen for one more scoop of ice cream. The other half of Pittsburgh, they say Cutch was our MVP. 20 years of losing gone, made PNC matter in October. He revived dignity. Fair argument coming from people who also get out of breath walking to the kitchen for another scoop of ice cream. The Pirates have tried to build a winning team of younger players during this offseason, led by manager Don Kelly, who looks like he wished on a carnival machine to be big. But Cutch has to feel like he's in the twilight zone. All of a sudden we have standards? Come on, we're serious now? McCutchen has seen the worst Pirate teams imaginable. It has to be a personal slap into his face that we won't give a proper goodbye because now we have slightly better than average standards and goals. Cutch survived losing seasons, September's like preseason, lineups that look like witness protection, but now we suddenly care about standards when he wants one more year? Where was that energy in 2009 when they made him stand next to Lastings Milledge or Matt Morris or Akinori Iwamura? We had him, Lyle Overbay, Rod Barajas. We ran out lineups with Cutch in his prime that looked more like a Saturday morning beer league in Carrick, and Cutch performed. When Cutch was traded, no one said, well, we needed his roster efficiency. No one said, Cutch on base percentage is fantastic. The Pirates, they just added another bobblehead night, more running pierogies and free t-shirts. Not players, but now we're baseball purists. Now we're calculating decline curves for Andrew McCutchen. Suddenly mom and dad care about the budget. For 15 years, every kid ordered steak. Now nobody checked the bill. Now nobody blinked. And Andrew gets to the table and everyone's like, we need to check expenses. Andrew was the one kid who paid the electric bill in 2013, by the way. McCutchen wants one more year, and now we're diplomatic baseball strategists. The franchise survived baseball malpractice for a decade and a half. Now we're worried, ironically, about excellence. There's no easy way to do this. I get it, legends age, bat slow. Every franchise eventually has the dad's keys conversations, but the uncomfortable part is maybe Cutch is slower. Maybe he's not MVP Cutch. But let's not pretend this is about purity. People like Cherington want to keep his job. Appeasing Paul Skeens, that's a thing too, even though he won't sign a contract here ever. And the timing is ridiculous. Cutch endured the worst of the worst, but he inspired and re-inspired hope. He stayed professional. He left respectfully. He came back motivated. And now the Pirates want to look serious, now that they want to be competitive. But imagine a 1960 Bill Mazeroski under modern Pirates budget. Bill, you had a historic home run. Tremendous, but we have to consider the rebuild of 1963. The question isn't whether McCutchen can still drive. The question is, how strict are we going to be for one guy who actually got us somewhere? Let the man finish the drive. The worst case, he mentors. He hits 250. He gives us memories. We've watched worse. We're going to watch worse. And when we lose 90 games this year and wonder why McCutchen didn't get a victory lap, which he rightly deserves, from a fan base that has accepted nostalgia and carnival as alternatives to competitive baseball, Ben Cherington will only have one excuse.
I'm drunk.